Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Francesca and I hope you guys had a lovely Christmas and that you've enjoyed time with your family and your friends. So the new year is literally right around the corner, and today I wanted to talk about how you could go vegan in 2020 if that is something you're interested in. You may not be sure how to do it, you may be nervous, you may be scared. I just want to preface this video by saying going vegan in 2020 is so much easier than it was when I first went vegan, and I feel like I've seen both ends of it. Living in London for uni, there are literally vegan options everywhere, but then also where I live in the northeast there haven't been, but even up here every year there seem to be just more vegan options. I feel like 2019 especially, the vegan options just blew up. I made a video last summer about the environment and 10 things that you can do to help save the environment. If you're interested in that video, I'll have it linked up here and in the description box down below. But one of those things I spoke about in that video is going vegan and how that would benefit the planet. So I thought today, since a lot of people will be trying out veganuary or they'll be looking to go vegan in 2020, I would make a video on how you can do that in the easiest, smoothest way possible, because I understand that it seems so daunting when you're on the other side of it and you're thinking about whether it's something that you should do or if it's something that you want to do but like you're scared to do. But really, in my experience, I didn't really even notice a difference like once I'd gone vegan, and it became a lifestyle is what I'm trying to say, rather than like a diet. Like I didn't find it restrictive simply because it was just my way of living, and I think when you look at it like that, everything changes. So in this video I have 6 things that should help you. If you like it, please give it a thumbs up and leave a comment down below if you are vegan or you're planning on going vegan, or if you have any other tips that people might find useful. And let's just get on into the video. I should preface this video with the fact that I'm not a nutritionist, I'm not qualified in any way. You know, you have to take what I say and use your own judgment to decide if it's what fits with you. So the very first thing that I want to say is to listen to your body. It really isn't a diet, it is a lifestyle, and I think that's something that people say a lot but they don't really engage with what it actually means. The whole point of veganism isn't promoting a healthy diet. It's not to lose weight. I get people do it for their health. It's not about attaining that particular body image. It's about living sustainably and healthily and in alignment with just how I feel like I should be eating. If you're craving fats, eat fats. If you're craving carbs, eat carbs. Being vegan doesn't mean you have to cut out certain food groups, and it's right with you, but being vegan isn't about cutting out food groups. If you aim to stay vegan in the long haul, the way to do it is to make sure you eat enough and make sure you're doing it for the right reasons. I wanted to put this one first because I know certainly in the past it was a massive trend that people were going vegan to try and lose weight because they thought it meant that they would just be eating salads. Personally, for me anyway, that wouldn't be the healthiest option physically and mentally. Like, I do not advocate for restricting your food intake whatsoever. I think when you're hungry you should eat, when you're full you should stop, and you should eat the foods that you feel like are the best for you and you feel are nourishing your body. Okay, number 2, learn the basics. As they say, knowledge is power, and I think obtaining that basic knowledge on why it's actually a good thing to be vegan and why being vegan is good for the planet and good for your health, and obviously the ethical side of it, if that is also a motivating factor for you. Sometimes it can be difficult. Like, I'm not gonna lie, I'm not gonna sugarcoat it. I'm not gonna be like, oh, being vegan is the easiest thing ever. It has gotten so much easier like you would not believe, but having a good basis and a good foundation for your actions is gonna help you stay motivated, because I'm not gonna lie, I have felt demotivated in the past. I'd say like 99% of the time it's because of how other people respond and react, and I don't even like saying the word react because I literally will never tell anyone that I'm vegan. I have the most roundabout way of saying that I don't eat meat, I don't eat dairy, I don't eat eggs. Like, I prefer not to tell people. Like, I will speak about it on the internet, it's fine, I'm not ashamed of it, like it's not something I'm trying to hide. But I also think because of certain stereotypes, which by the way absolutely do not exist, I've never met someone who is vegan who is fulfilled like the angry vegan stereotype, but that is a whole other video that I would honestly gladly make. And even with being respectful to everyone that you meet, which I mean regardless of how you eat you should be anyway, being respectful and being modest and quiet about it, I still have received really harsh comments or just people like getting really defensive, not understanding. And I know at school people would make fun of me and I literally would do nothing to provoke, which is why I don't like saying react, because sometimes people react to you just like being who you are. And I think if you're afraid of judgment from other people, that isn't something that should stop you, but I think something that would help is knowing why you are vegan. And again, I don't even like saying the word vegan, and I don't like identifying as a vegan because it's just how I eat, it's not who I am. And I think people struggle to see past that sometimes, but it's just a useful term because it does mean more than a plant-based diet. Because although Although a lot of it centers around the foods that you eat, veganism is more than just the foods that you eat. So that's why plant-based diet doesn't quite cover it. Having said this, I think it's really easy to get overwhelmed. So I would suggest picking an area that you want to focus on, learning about that first. And when I say learning, it's not like studying, it's not school. You don't have to sit down with your books and like learn all the facts. I just mean have a general broad idea of why you're going vegan. In my opinion, if you're doing it to follow a trend, then it's not the best way to be. And I also think a little bit of education can't hurt anyone. I think it's something we should all be doing anyway. I would personally suggest looking at the environmental impacts of eating meat and work backwards from there. Following on for that, I want to say be curious. Try different recipes. Look on Instagram, look on Pinterest. Try different vegan restaurants. Try different vegan snacks, different meat alternatives, different plant-based milk. I always hear people say, oh, I tried soy milk, I didn't like it, and then they think that that is a reason to then never try any other plant-based milk, but they're so different. I'm not a huge fan of soy milk myself. I love oat milk. I'm also allergic to nuts, so I can't drink almond milk, but my sister, my friends love almond milk. Like, I get that veganism can seem so overwhelming, but if you stay curious, you try different things, make it fun, then it actually stops it from becoming so overwhelming, and it just becomes an exciting change in your life and something that you can be excited about and happy about and proud of yourself for. I'm proud of myself for being vegan. I mean, on one hand, I don't really see it as a big deal, but on the other hand, I can recognize that I'm doing a good thing. But the point is that it really doesn't have to be that deep. Obviously, there's a deep and meaningful reason behind being vegan, but it's just a way of being. It doesn't have to be something that becomes definitive of who you are, is what I'm trying to say. It's just something to be curious about and something to try out and a way to live by. Next, I want to say be patient. The results, if you're looking for them, may take a while, so don't think that you'll feel great, you'll feel healthier when you first go vegan straight away. Honestly, I understand why vegans try to promote the health side a lot in that way. It's a lot more approachable than discussing the environment or the ethics, but I think it's irresponsible telling young girls that veganism is a great way to lose weight. Personally, although it can be if that is something that you're looking to do, I just think use the information you get at your own discretion. So be patient with yourself, but also be patient with others. Honestly, in my experience, most people don't really care, or they agree with you, or they would like to be vegan, and I've had people say that it's admirable, which I don't think it has to be, because I really don't think it's that difficult for everybody. When I say difficult, I mean personally difficult. I'm also not sat here trying to dictate people's financial situations, because that's not for me to do, and I'm aware that, you know, I come from a middle class white family in the UK, so I'm extremely privileged. So when I say things like it's easy, it's more than possible, I mean personally to deal with. I don't mean financially. I can't speak to you in your financial situation. I don't want anyone to be offended or to think that I don't recognize my own privilege. I'm aware that sometimes plant-based alternatives can be more expensive, but also there are affordable options. I will leave some information in the description box down below on the affordability of veganism if it's something that you want to look into. I don't want to appear to be preaching to anyone or speaking to people's financial situations that I don't know anything about. Also, the sun's setting and it's getting really dark in here, so if the lighting just keeps getting worse, that is why. I'm sorry. Okay, my next tip is to connect to people and reach out to other people who understand, because a support system and a support network is something I wish I had. I think I had one or two friends at the time who were vegetarian, and they were the only people I felt like I could speak to about it. I remember literally I received so many comments from people who would call themselves my friends, just making little digs at me, and I would never speak a word about it, but people would just be like, oh, you can eat your weird vegan food. It made me feel this big, honestly. But then my mum went vegan 6 months later. It's not something we really speak about. We don't bond over the fact that we're both vegan, if that makes sense. I felt a sense of solidarity, and it really made me feel like, I guess, like I'm not crazy kind of thing, because it was my mom. Like, I really wasn't expecting it from her at all. So that was really nice. And then now at uni, I know people who are vegetarian, I know people who are vegan, I know people who want to be vegan, and it seems, I mean, I know London is such a more liberal place, but even moving to college and people just didn't care. So finding a support system is so nice. For me, I always watch vegan YouTubers, or I follow vegan accounts on Instagram and Twitter, and it's just nice to see that other people share the same views. It's a really good source of information and a good way of finding things out about different food alternatives and stuff. You can try vegan meetups, you can message people on Instagram, leave comments on people's YouTube videos. If you're at uni, join the vegan society, or go out to eat at vegan restaurants to start chatting to the people who work there. Veganism needs to be more than just the massive issues that we're facing. Like, veganism needs to be about community and about making real connections with people, because the reason that we're all doing it is because we care and because we have love and respect for each other and the planet. And so that is a massive thing that people can bond over, and if it's something that we cultivated more just in society as a whole, just think of how much a better place the world would be if that is something that we all focused on and wanted to grow more in our own lives. And lastly, I just want to say, take your time. Don't beat yourself up if you can't change change your diet overnight. I know this is a really contentious issue, but honestly I think a little bit is better than nothing, as long as that's not an excuse to stay where you are. I think if you are incrementally becoming more plant-based, then that is great. I think if you're using that as an excuse to just stop at a certain point and never be fully vegan, I think maybe reevaluate. Personally for me, I went vegetarian first and then I just cut everything else out, and that was in the space of 2 months, and that really worked for me. But if people need a bit longer, people need a bit longer, and I think we should all be more positive and more encouraging than some people are. And to be honest, we could all do a little bit more. Even I could do more, and I'm vegan and don't buy from fast fashion brands and I reuse a lot of shit, but even I could do better. So just be proud of yourself for trying and keep going. Yeah, I hope this has been a useful video to kick off the new year with. My next video is going to be all about goals, my New Year's resolutions, the things I'm going to be doing to kind of like take myself in a new direction in 2020 and then just like the rest of the decade. Thank you guys so much as always for watching this video. I hope you've had a beautiful day and I'll see you guys next time. Bye guys.